All right, hello, hello. And we are live, and yeah, so I thought today I was gonna continue with the fixed update stuff. So last time we did a bunch of planning, so I basically tried to get a plan for like the demo version basically of the game. Well, kind of like a super early, I guess, version, like the first. I don't know really what to call it, but basically just to get one area in with a reasonable size, and a boss, the village, NPCs, and quests and dialogue, and different monsters that I want to have in the area basically, and secrets, like extending the area a little bit. Yeah, and just all the kind of basic nice stuff. Oh yeah, one thing that I actually didn't think about last time was the UI. Like, I didn't really think about that. I mean, I do have like a sufficient, I guess, UI right now. Like, it's functional, but I guess it's like barely functional, or it's very barren. So that could be something to put in like the polish, like. Adding, improving the menus, polishing the menus. That's an area that I would assume like have be there. And now what to actually put there. Like one thing that I'm thinking of is putting a all the different menu sections should be visible at the top, and then you kind of move around and you can see which one is like the active one. So like menu section header, tab like system. So basically it's kind of like having a bunch of tabs, like for example like your quests, your items, stuff like that. So all those will be their own tabs, and then you can sort of switch between those tabs, but it becomes much more visible on what's actually in the system, and also how you get to the other sections. Okay, now so that's one thing that I want to add there. All right, yeah. So yeah, as I said, like last time we basically sort of made an initial version of this document, and everything that is put in here, like the gameplay and forest area, is the one, and forest area maybe. Well, not this one. And the village, but the village is basically done. I just want to investigate like the dialogues a little bit, that we can like improve those. But then that's basically it. Like the forest area is yeah, there's a bunch to do there, and the fixed updates here, and I also need to add graphics for the mist form ability. Otherwise, there's this polish section that is not super like critical, but it would be nice to get it done to improve like overall quality. All right, so and then there's like music and sounds, which I'm just putting off right now. I just don't even want to think about it, because yeah, it's we'll see what happens with that. Okay, I guess it would be cool to have some sort of intro or something like that, but it's like I don't feel like I'm at that stage yet to actually have those kind of things, so I don't think it makes sense to add that actually. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe like a menu system, like the like when you open the game right now, you just get into the game, and there's no system for like loading a save file, you know, things like that. So I guess that would be something to put maybe in the polish section, like adding a main menu, and yeah, so you have like start new game, continue, and here we need to like load save, and I guess we could also have like delete save or something, I guess, as well. But yeah, continue, load save, I guess exit. Yeah, that's also one thing, like not right now, like if you press escape, I believe you just quit the whole game, which shouldn't be the case. That should probably like open the menu or something, but yeah, so basic things like this. And you know, I guess, I don't know if we should have like options, what to put in here. Yeah, so just basic stuff, you know. I mean, I guess we'll put like volume. We could have like volume. That's basically all we have right now, I guess. I was also thinking about like trying to add, like for the polish, like trying to add like shaders and lighting, but just to try it out. But I think I'm just gonna leave that for now, and then we might get to that in later versions and try that out. So because that's gonna mean like extra work for basically everything in the game. Like you're gonna have to make like normal maps for everything, and yeah, different like texture maps for everything, which might not be a bad thing to have overall though. Like, but right now it's just like, you know, it's just like, you know, random like pixel art right now. So it's like yeah, that's just how it is right now, and adding that will kind of change this workflow a little bit. It will change a lot of things, and think about like level design, like design of the, but it would be cool to have it, and it would be maybe give some sort of cool effect, but we'll see. It is supposed to be more like 8-bit, but with like a maybe a modern touch, maybe here and there. We'll see. Okay, but anyway, so last time I started with implementing the fixed updates, which so I have like this basic structure right now, which I will show here in a second, but we ran into some issues when actually implementing that. So we also read an article from Unity to basically explain a little bit on the kind of theoretical side of those the fixed updates. So I kind of got a better idea on how to actually do it. We also ran into some issues with the paused time. So and I realized while I was thinking about this before, and basically you could have several, because the problem is that when you pause the game, you don't want to run the game, the usual game. So basically you want to pause that time, but you might still want to run things like animations in the UI or things like that. So you still want to have some concept of time. So what I'm thinking is that maybe we'll have two different sort of timelines going on at the same time. So one would be sort of the world time, and the other would be just time since, you know, the process, the program started, basically. So that is what I'm thinking. Like how we do it right now is I have a which I'll show you here. So or actually it's in here, I think. So basically here's the main loop, and we get time and delta time from Raylib right now. So time, this is the elapsed time since init window was called. So basically since the process was started, basically. And the delta time is just the time since the last frame. So it's the duration of last frame. Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, it's the time since the last frame. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that to get better control of what's happening, I think I want to keep a separate time accumulator. So basically here I have this t on game. So I just store this time. This is like the time since the process started, and I want to, well, I store it here to get access to it more easily. But the thing is that if you pause the game, we keep track of how much time has been paused, and we subtract that from this kind of world time. So this is like the world time, you could say. So we actually subtract the pause time from that. And so what's happening here is that we've got this t accumulator, which is accumulating the world time right now. So I just made this for convenience to be able to kind of think about this concept of fixed updates here. So this is supposed to be used for fixed updates. So we increase this accumulator with whatever is the simulated, like the world delta time that is simulated in this frame. Hello A6, how's it going? By the way, good shoes. Okay, and then you've got like game t accumulator. All right, you're looking. Nice. Let's see. So yeah, so this is accumulated, and whatever this exceeds the fixed update time, we run fixed update, except we don't do it right now because there was a bug that crashed the program. And so but the idea is that, and then the global time is also like increased here, so we can actually like refer to that, but I don't think it's actually used in the game fixed update, so it doesn't really matter though. And then the accumulator is subtracted by this time, and if we still have frames fixed updates that we need to run, that is if the accumulator has still one fixed update frame time window to like accumulated, it runs another fixed update and decreases until there's no more fixed updates to do. Yeah, and then I have some debug logs here, and then this is kind of weird, like I set the global the current time to be t minus the paused time, which is the paused time is like accumulated paused time, or like they should really be like accumulated paused time. So basically every time you pause, this increases so that the world kind of stops when you're paused, and yeah, that's the idea. But I was thinking maybe we should instead just, we don't really need to keep track of the pause time. We instead, well, okay, another way to do it would be to have like a thing called world time, which would be yeah, just the world time, like the simulated time in the physics engine and everything that is based on that. So so that would not correspond to this time. This is the kind of absolute time, you could say, almost, and then this is time since last frame. But then we calculate how much time should we simulate. If we're paused, then we shouldn't simulate any time. Otherwise, we have like a maximum. We take the time since last frame, and then if this frame for some reason takes way too long, then we skip some time. So that's why we have this min here. But at this point, I don't think we should care about this actually. If we do it this way, so now let's say we have world time. So now world times plus equals to simulated dt. Yes. So now that should be the current world time. However, we also have the accumulator, which we still need to have. So this is gonna be like world, okay, fixed update accumulator. Now I don't think, yeah, we don't care about t as much. T game.t is actually just gonna be t all the time. All right. Now we don't care about this. Now the problem here is like the world time maybe actually. So maybe the thing is here, like, do we want, I don't think this matters here. I don't think we really need to care about this because the fixed updates, I think that only cares, we don't care about absolute time here. We only care about delta time because that's the only thing that the physics system only cares about, the delta time, I'm pretty sure. We use game here, but I don't think we're accessing time anywhere in here. But we are passing it here, but no. Yeah, we're not. And we're passing it here. Probably shouldn't pass the whole game object there if we don't need it, because it's kind of confusing at this point. On collision also. No, I don't think we don't even use this here. Oh, here we go. Game T is used here on collision. However, we could actually use the world time here instead. Okay, so we actually do need to make sure that world time is updated, but I just wanted to go through and see. Actually, I should just do a reference check on T later. But basically anything to do with like the physics, we should use the world time. Or anything else that is like gameplay based, I guess. But that means we shouldn't add simulated DT here, or we should have a separate clock for fixed update time. There's a lot of things here, but yeah, I think here this is where the fixed update time is going to be plus equal to this. However, that means no, you know what? We'll actually add t here. Well, actually, we don't need to add it here. We can just use this one. And where did we use it? Yeah, it was over here, so... But we don't pass T in here, though. Man. I mean, we could make a struct, I guess. Hello, Blue. How's it going? I'm good. I'm doing good. Making some progress here. On the fixed updates. So I think what we want to do here. So basically here. So how this works is this is like a. It's sort of like an event listener, but not really. I mean, it's a poll, so you call this poll with a handler here, and if we have any collisions, this handler is going to be called on each one of them. And we also can pass in a context, which can be anything. And this at this point, I'm passing in a game pointer, and then this type here, and so that will then be passed into the function. So it's kind of like a closure almost for this function here. However, I want to have the time as well passed here, so I will have like collision struct, collision context is gonna be a struct. And actually, I'll just make a type right here. How you do, Blue? And I will put game and also T for time. And this one is collision context. Game is game, T is T. And now we can pass this in here. So this would be collision context, and that is what I'm going to do there. Just was Steam hardware trailers. I'm kind of hyped. Oh, what's that? Steam hardware, like new Steam hardware. Is that the new Victorian era console or something? Valve thing, yeah. So what is it? In 3 words. Because I know they have the Steam Deck, which is kind of, I don't know. I haven't kept up with this with that stuff. But, expected type. Yeah. So now I need to change this into the context, and this is like the collision context. Okay, so now we actually need to make this a visible out here. Okay, and I'll just grab game from there and then context.t. Okay, so where did we use game.t here? Here we do. So let's pass in t there. So now we wire that up. Great. And I don't think it was used here anywhere. No. So I think basically, I think game.t shouldn't actually be used anywhere. We should just use the t that we pass in, actually. Okay. So I'll look at references there later. Now that one is done, so hopefully now that is great. Let's disable that. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get the same crash. We'll see what's gonna happen here. And right. So, okay. So world time adds simulated DT. So that is the updated world time. Do we even need that? I guess we do, maybe. It's kind of weird because we have like 3 different clocks now. We have the fixed update time, the non-fixed update time, and then the kind of absolute time here. Steam controller, Steam machine, Steam frame. What the hell? Okay. I mean, I'm getting curious, but I'm also very cautious. Like nowadays, I'm very cautious with like new, like hype overall, because you know they want to hype you up to make you buy stuff. But yeah, I don't want to put you down, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it is, so no, so don't mind me. Just putting anything down that's hyped up. Okay, so anyway, the problem that I'm thinking of is like the normal update. So we put in I guess this time, but then the UI should run on something else, I guess. So maybe we'll have a separate update for the UI or something. I don't know. But okay, so this one should then use game.t. Yeah, we also have this weird thing. So this one actually keeps track of t. So this is another way to get the time, which is also not really specified what time we're talking about, but I guess this is like the absolute time. Maybe I'm not sure what we actually use it for. I don't remember. It doesn't look like we're actually using it, so no. Okay, wait, actually no, we're using this one, get time. No, we're not. Okay, or maybe we do. No, that's Raylib. Device utils. No, that's something else. Okay, so we don't actually use this here. So I'll just do this for now. Frame is like VR. Okay, machine is like PC, and console, and controller is just controller. Okay, so it's like a, is it like a package, like every, or I mean, it sounds like things that already exist. So, but okay. Okay, so wait, yeah, okay, so let's see, nothing new. Okay, yeah, I should get T. No. Yes. T is just going to be, I'm just going to use world time here. And then we'll do this. Game.t going to be T. Menu system, I mean, maybe it's good that we actually just get game here. Do we actually use like game.t in here? Oops. Oops. Never mind that. No. Okay. I guess we'll find out if something is weird. Okay, so now the normal update runs under the world time. The fixed update runs under the fixed update time. Now let's think about this. So the world time is added, it's increased here, so that's always updated to be, before the update runs, it's updated to be the latest and greatest. So it's going to be the previous. Yeah, so this is the current time, I think. And that this one is always synced to be intervals of this. Like, it's always going to be an integer multiple of this. You're right, because they will ship new Valve games with it, like they did with HL Alex. Oh, cool. Okay, so like, are they gonna be like exclusive? Well, I guess since it's Valve. Oh, so they're going for like VR now. Is VR gonna get like a I don't know, revival or something? I bought the Vive, HTC Vive, when it went for like, I think like $1,000 or something like that. And it was kind of cool, but then it's like now it's been just laying on the shelf gathering dust. Hello, Pierrito. How's it going? Hello. Welcome. Okay, fixed update is updated here, so that should be good. I think it's all like it's kind of weird because the first update is gonna start at that, so maybe we should actually add it later. The first update should start, no, because then no time has passed. Basically, it should start here. Yeah, it should correspond to the DT increase there. Yeah. Okay. So great. Let's just get rid of this crap here. The frame count. I was using it as kind of like, I'm trying to like debug the thing, but whatever. I'm just gonna delete it. The pause thing we need to fix as well. Okay, I just need to go through all this here. So accumulated pause time, we're not gonna have this. This is gonna be deleted. Here we have like the update is using simulated DT, yes, and then the world time, so that's fine. This doesn't make sense anymore, so I'm just gonna delete that. There we go. So that a lot more cleaner here, and I'm also gonna delete this. Okay, so now we need to check where the pause stuff is used. because this guy is gonna be removed. So pause. I don't think we don't care about the pause time anymore. So we'll remove that. Wait, where's pause time right now? There's nothing? Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. Actually, it's called accumulated pause time. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we'll just remove that. Okay, so now basically, so if we're paused, we don't simulate any world time. We should probably just skip the fixed updates if we're paused, maybe. Well, technically we should be already be doing it. We should, like, it's gonna catch up, but maybe actually no, because this is 0. It doesn't catch up, actually. It doesn't, because this is like 0. And the update also, this is 0. So actually, but however, there could be menu stuff happening, so we should still run the update with 0 DT, which is kind of weird. But I might change this so that maybe the menu updates are a separate thing, and we have like the world update and the menu update or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's just try this and see if it crashes now. Whoops. I forgot how I did this. There we go. Okay. Undeclared identifier temp save has what? Did I delete something that I shouldn't have, or? What is it? Temp save. Oops. Wait, no. Wait, how did you do this? You did like new and then git diff. No? Okay. Game.temps. Oh, okay. This should be game.t. So if, okay, I replaced everything that had like game.t. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Yeah, we gotta be careful about those search and replaces. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was gonna wait, but this collision concept. Oh, this is not a pointer. There we go. Except, no, yeah, it could be any type. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's crashing. Also very bright white here. Okay, let's look at this. Collision, quadri. Interesting. I get I get the WSL path here. Root is not equal. Okay, I see. So the physics system hasn't been set up yet, and we're trying to look at collisions. I think that's what's going on, since we are looking at scene 106. Yeah, I'm trying to find intersections, but the physics system hasn't like started up yet. So that is great. Maybe we should just run a fixed update with 0 time. I don't know, it seems kind of strange, but maybe we want to do that actually. So if we go to main, because that would just set up the physics system. Although we should probably have like a separate, like, it should probably happen in the init function instead. I'm just gonna try to see if this solves the issue. Okay, so great. We can see that something is weird. Very, very weird. Okay. I can't like move left or right. Okay, interesting. Oh wait, I put it in the while loop. That might explain stuff. Actually, let's just put it up here after load, or here. So it's basically calling fixed update with 0 DT every loop, which, I mean, theoretically that shouldn't be an issue, I guess. Well, it will slow things down. Whoa. Alright, we got like super speed here. Cool. Also, the camera does feel, the camera is actually pretty nice. It actually follows pretty good here. I still can't climb ladders by pressing up or down, so I have to jump. Okay, how will the monsters react? Whoops. Okay, so but it's only like the walking that is weird. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, so some of the things. Oh wait, could it be? I mean, it could be that since we're not running the physics each non-fixed update, this update runs extremely many times now, in contrast. perhaps. But the FPS is like, it's not super huge. I mean, it's actually a lot more than it used to be. Okay. Yeah, because now we're not running the physics update. I can't get up here. We're not running the physics update like every... Oh, I actually get more than 1400 FPS now. Oh, it crashed. This is strange. Alright. Let's try and figure this out. So what is the crash here? Because this could give us a clue to one of the areas of the problems here. So we've got some unreachable code from entity. Monster utils. 84. Okay, it could be that the entity is invalid. Yeah. Weird. That has never happened before, so why would it happen now? I mean, obviously it has something to do with the updates here and the time changes we've done. So in the fixed update, the only thing that happens really is the physics update. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So the physics system keeps track of all the collisions, right? So if we check the collisions, it's gonna report that, yeah, there's a collision with this entity and this entity. But since the physics update happens at a fixed time now, it doesn't clear the collisions every frame. It just clears it every fixed update. And so every so that's why I'm thinking like gameplay related stuff should happen in the fixed update, and the only thing basically that's gonna happen in the other update is gonna be like the input, maybe the input system. And like music stuff. But otherwise, I think most of this should be run in the fixed update actually. This one's just input. Okay, so I think we'll keep some of this stuff here. Frame allocator. This is also gonna be weird now since it depends on which frame we're talking about. Talking about the non-fixed update or the fixed update. Man, okay. It's used in the dialogue. and the menu and the quest. Right, so I think those could probably be in this one. So I'll keep that there. I'll put you, basically everything here. Maybe the camera, I don't know. I'll just move everything here except for the input. Physics happens first, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm not sure about the frame counter system. I would have to look that up. These things... Or here, I'll leave like these things there. These things should be here. Alright, so what is this one? Or I mean, I know what it is, but are we actually using it? Oh yeah, we're using it for signal. So this should really, yeah, this should be in the fixed updates. Oh, now DT is actually not used. Okay. You... U or T. There we go. Oh, I see. This actually happened over here. There we go. But that's weird, like the DT is not even used here. I guess we're fine with the world time then. Yeah. Except this is like UI stuff, so maybe this should not be, this should be like the actual T here. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so you don't need that. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's see now what's happening. By the way, Blue, have they said anything about what kind of games they will ship? Okay, still get this issue here. I can't attack anymore. The animations seem to be playing maybe very slow. I'm not sure. Let's try and talk to this guy. Man, that's also one of the things, like, I'm not sure about these text boxes. They take up the whole screen. So I think I need to like redesign this a little bit. Oh really? I'm tired today. I won't be streaming too long here. Okay, so that works now. Okay, so the animations are weird. There's so many weird things happening. Okay, we'll do this. I will check for references on T. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay. This could be the issue here. I will do this. Yeah, okay. So, draw. We'll use... Well, I will just say game.t for now. And then replace those. That won't change anything, but it probably doesn't matter that much right now. It doesn't actually. This should be world time since we were using world time before. So I'm just gonna change this to world time because that will include, or that will disregard any paused time. So if we're paused, yeah, this would also correspond to the same time. Okay, now then we have initialize on death component added. That should be like world time, I think, or maybe fixed update time. Actually, not sure. Oh, let's do fixed update time. This should be this is always gonna be like 0, perhaps. Why do we even need T here? Restore device type. Oh, we're initializing the context and then we're calling restore state. I don't think we ever use T though, so I don't think it really matters here, but let's do this just in case. Okay, so the input now is interesting, so I'm gonna say like T. This is actually now world time. All right. Actually, we'll do this. Get time game. Just so we have a central place for it. So game.t, there's going to be a lot of these. I'll just, okay, so I'll just go ahead and replace everything with T. And then deal with the errors. So that's the last one, I think. Input. No, it's not. Okay. There has to be a lot of errors in here. No? Okay. Actually, I think I'll just... I'll replace everything with T, and I'll go back later and fix all the errors that came from it. Player, do we have anything else? No? Alright, where's the errors now? So let's add this here. Yeah, this should be like fixed update time, I think. It's kind of weird. Maybe it should be like passed in here instead. Also, we're not really using this, but whatever. Yeah, we should just pass it in. Remove this. Right, so now we have create player. Game in it. But then this should be like 0. Why do we even need T here? Start, okay. Actually, it could be... This is load, right? No, create, wait. This one, yeah, it's load, okay. So we do need like T here. Load. I'm gonna do fixed time. Hello, Escanvor. What's the color scheme? It's called melange, like this. Or I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah. It's spelled like this. Yeah. But also I'm using, like, in conjunction with it, I'm using Tokyo Night, which apparently, so basically the melange is like it someone came in here and told me that it doesn't look like melange, but I can assure you it is melange. It's just that there's been like extra highlights or something defined by some other color scheme, like Tokyo Night, I think, that kind of changes the appearance a little bit. It looks like Groovebox, okay. Well, it's not. Let me check that. I mean, I know it's Melange, but I'm just gonna see the thing that you posted there. That looks pretty cool. It's pretty similar. Mine is, I guess Melange is a little bit more like brownish. But yeah, I like that as well. So so for color schemes, I actually have a different color scheme based on the type of file that I'm opening. So right now it's SIG, so I have Melange. But then if I open up like .sh, I have this kind of green hacker color here. We also have like JSON files. No. but I guess I could set the file type to JSON. Now I have like a different one for this one. So so yeah. I usually show that when people are talking about the color scheme, just because it looks a bit weird, because here there's a different scheme. This is actually Tokyo Night down here, and then this is Melange for the actual content. You can even have like different buffers with different schemes, which took a bit of tinkering to get working properly, but yeah, it works. I've never seen someone do that before. I think there is a plugin for it, but I actually made my own script for that. But I don't know. I thought it was nice to get a different feel every time. Like, you also immediately know, I guess, what file you have opened. Yeah, no, but I kind of like it. It's like each language has its own like theme stuff. So anyway, let's see. You are fixed update time. Yes. What else? The level. You need T as well. Whoops. It's funny how I made this change a long time ago, thinking it would help, but it didn't. Maybe I'm just running around in circles, I don't know, but no. Now we're at game init. This should be fixed update time. So are you familiar with Zig, or are you interested in it? Let's see, use mother clear. Alright, there we go. Anything else in here? No. Okay. Oh. On that component added. Set animation. I'm gonna use fixed update. Okay, there we go. C program and know a bit of Rust. Okay, cool. Tried to learn Zig a few times, but I don't like it. Okay. What is it that you don't like? I'm curious. Don't you see it works perfectly here? Okay. Okay, I thought that would improve something, but nothing basically happened, so but why? Okay, well, it might have something to do with the input being run in the non-fixed update and the so let's check out the input code here. This is kind of interesting also because this runs at a non-fixed update. So what would that mean? It feels like some state should like stick around. Yeah, you can see here like we're setting like velocity and stuff. If we're climbing, let's see. So here's like if we're pressing left, we set acceleration x to -1. A person like C, but if I want more memory safe, I would use Rust. Right. But isn't there other features of Zig that would be like improvements over C? Like comp time stuff, over using something like macros, other things, tagged unions. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a C programmer. I haven't, and I have programmed in C++, but that was a very long time ago, and I know it's not the same thing. So I've seen, some C and stuff, but I haven't really like made some project or anything in it. But I don't know. It just feels like Zig is like, it feels like a modern take on C, and it's I guess I think they're trying to make like tooling easier for one, and yeah, more safety also in the language. It's kind of like it's more safety as well, but it's not going like all the way like Rust is doing. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these on this topic here, but it feels like there should be like features that are at least appealing somewhat. Something that I particularly hate about Zig. I would learn it if it had demand in the job market. Oh, I see. So you don't want to learn it because like you don't want to. Okay, I understand. Zig is still in beta. Yeah, I know. 0.15.1, 0.16 is around the corner, and I'm not sure if that is like, if they're gonna just increase 0.17, 0. Like that's gonna take a long time, if like until 1.0 is released, if they're gonna do it like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I've used it for now like a year, building this project, and I just really like I just really like the language, because it feels like something new, and I just love exploring it, and there's still a lot of things that I want to explore with it. So when I say something, when I go to the site and look at how the Zig website looked in 2017. Okay. The Zig website, ziglang.org. Was that when you checked it out, or? Or when did you check it out? You're not that old. Okay. So were you born then, or what? No, but okay, yeah, I see. I'm just joking. Uh, Computer science student. Okay, nice. Okay, well then I can understand more why you would, focus on what's actually on the market. I mean, I'm just learning it because I feel like it's a fun language, and yeah, I just really like it, and yeah, I really enjoy using it, and I've been building tools and a game engine basically to be able to make games on with it. So yeah, that is one of the main things that I feel like is needed when making a project, is that the process should be somewhat fun. Like some parts of it should be fun. There's gonna be frustrating times, but yeah, I feel like I get that from Zig, and yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, if you're focused on C to actually get a job, then that makes a lot of sense. I don't think there's many Zig jobs out there. I think there are some, but it's like very no. Have you tried Love 2D? It's a Lua game engine for 2D games like Raylib. Love 2. I think I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it. Balatro is made in. Okay. Well, I did want to make like my own engine because I wanted to have like total control basically. So I'm using like Raylib for like rendering and stuff, and music, all of that super basic stuff. But then the rest is like I have an ECS library, and what else? Yeah, I mean that's basically it. I have the ECS library for storing all the entities and stuff. But then I made like a physics engine, a very like rudimentary physics engine, and yeah, and everything else basically. So yeah, because I enjoy it, I think it's fun, and yeah, I plan to try and use this for other games as well. And yeah, it takes the experience that I gained from this project as well into other things. I mean, I've been programming since I've been learning programming since 30 years. When I was small and first I was self-taught in C++, and I was trying to make games back then, but it didn't pan out that well. So because it was super hard, and I did have my brother, my older brother, had they made a game. They made like games for local like competitions and stuff. And so I was actually looking at the Notepad. With Notepad, I was looking at the C++ code that his friend made, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn this and I'm gonna make my own games. Yes, I was self-taught in C++, and there was actually tutorials online to help me with it. I also I think I bought a book as well. I had a book, some Swedish book on C++, which gives me like major nostalgia now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, but that didn't really go anywhere. So then I went to what's it called, college, or no, not college. what is it called, like after high school, like after ninth grade. Yeah, anyway, they had like programming classes there, but it was like very basic, and I already knew everything. And then I went to like university, computer science, but it was like a very broad thing. Yeah, and then I got short story long, long story short. So I've been I'm with a web developer now for 10 years. Yes, it's called Gymnasium here. What is college? When are you, like, how old are you when you go to college? Because I don't know if we have that here. I don't know what it is. It feels like what's the difference? Like university. I should just look it up, but I don't know. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like talking about this stuff. But yeah, as I said, like Zig is really I really like it. So it's a really nice language to learn if you're just interested in programming language, and if you have like extra time to actually and focus to actually learn it. So I would recommend it for people that have that. But if you're trying to focus and learn, C because you want to get a job, then that makes a lot of sense. What about Rust? Is that like hot on the topic for jobs right now? College is 18. Okay, so it's like, I mean, that's kind of that is like university age here. Like we have like universities and the other one. I'm not sure what the difference is actually. Maybe there's a difference there. Anyway, or maybe you do go to college at a university. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So the problem here is that we've implemented fixed updates. The input is running as non-fixed updates. Here we're setting acceleration to -1. Okay, and then, whoops. And then this is applied later here. So this is like, if you press left, this is -1x. Then we time it times, but we just apply the force. This is applied without any time in mind. That is very weird. Was it always like this? Rust is growing in a job market, number 14. Oh, okay. Tyob. So I don't really know much about it, but I've heard that index is, you should look at other indexes. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that it's not really a great thing to look at. But yeah, just so you know, number 14. I mean, sure. I mean, it's very popular. The only thing is, like, I've heard also that like drama in the whatever the stuff is happening like in the background and stuff. So I don't know, but if it's like a rocky future or something, but I don't know. Rust is gonna replace C in the future. Actually, Zig also has that mission, which is kind of interesting because Zig can. I mean, I guess Rust is probably also good at that, but Zig has a very, very good integration with C. So technically, you could start. So the idea is that you could if you have like a large C project or something like that, you could start making bits and pieces of it in Zig, and then have it interact with the rest like seamlessly. And then you know, once everything is converted, then you've Zigified it. Because apparently there's a need to replace C. The demand depends on your country, of course. In my country, most programming jobs C++ are web dev. Interesting. So what kind of C++ jobs, like embedded, or maybe not, maybe that's more C. Okay. Yeah, so where's the time coming in here? This is just marking like, yeah, we're intending to move in this direction. So where would the time component come in here? We're just applying this force. Like impulse doesn't have a time component, that's the thing, I think. But force is, we're just like adding things to the acceleration here. Okay, I'll just do this. No, not T. No, it's 32. It's 32. Yeah. Do we have DT here? Oh, okay, so now we need DT again. Alright. Whoops. Okay, and this is simulated DT. There we go. Alright. Most finance companies, banks use C++. Oh, okay. Let's see. Wow. Yeah. Do you see it? Slowly but surely. About the same speed as I'm developing this game here. Okay, so great. Now this. Where's the thing here? So, okay. So this is like per second now. Pixels per meter. Run strength mass. pixels per meter. I wonder if there's a way to go FPS. Yeah, the FPS really kicked up once I implemented the fixed update thing. It really went up. So don't be fooled, actually. I mean, be fooled. Because it's like, yeah, we are... It's the physics update, like the game world update, basically, is happening at less times now. So that's why the FPS got up. I can explain what happened. I just need to figure this time component out here. Maybe I just increase these factors. I'm not sure. The jump seems to be good though, because that's an impulse, so that doesn't mean that doesn't have time as a factor. So maybe we should just increase this. Hopefully I'm not depending anything else on that. Well, we'll see. Can always change it, so but we're interested to see what's happening now. Okay. Also, why is the animations not playing properly? Man, I'm gonna, like, okay. This is gonna be pretty hard. It's also amazing to me that the run speed was actually frame, like FPS dependent before. How did I not feel that? I guess I had like a pretty stable FPS. But now I have to go back and get back the same feeling from before. I'll just do like times 300. Maybe I need to add times it by the number of frames I used to have. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back. Here. Let's not do all this crap. Let's set everything to the same. Fixed update time. And we'll do a fixed update first. Okay, so now we're basically back to where we were. This should like simulate the previous configuration. Now we're running like the physics update every frame. Okay, so we're at about 400 FPS. And if we go over to the input and we remove this scalar, I just want to see how this feels. Why is this happening? Oh, no. This feels a bit slow, but maybe that's how it was. Okay, so around 400 FPS. Okay. 400 FPS. So what does that mean here? So 400 FPS, but then it should be over. Wait. No, yeah, because it was happening at 400 FPS before. Now what's the ratio of 400 and whatever I choose the thing was gonna be here? 100. So that's 4, but that doesn't make sense. Okay, I'll just try 400. Or was that too fast? I don't remember. That is way too fast. Okay, so before, now this is times seconds per frame. Which is like, oh, except now the no, yeah, before, yeah. No, now. Okay, I don't know how to think about this. I'm just gonna wing it here. 200. That's too fast. Okay, maybe it's just times 100. I mean, I could also balance it. It's not set in stone. I don't need to get the exact same. Maybe this is good actually. Maybe this is how it used to be. It just feels weird because the animation is not playing. Yeah. Why is the animation not playing? Okay, well anyway. Okay, that works. Okay, so that was that. Now, what about the animations? Why is the animations not playing? Game update. Okay, so I can explain a little bit more, unless you kind of got it already. But basically, before, we only had one update function that ran everything. It ran like the physics update and the input update, all the world updates and everything, like player update, like all the systems ran in one update function every frame. So as soon as a new frame starts, I just ran all the update functions. And before, I had like, yeah, as you can see, like 300, 400 FPS in the village. Now we have divided up into fixed updates, which happens at a specific interval. So this is happening like at a rate of 100 frames per second, or 100 times per second. So 100 of these fixed updates per second, and it's running the physics update and all the gameplay related stuff, while in the update basically we have like things like music and input and some other stuff, but yeah, since the physics and everything is running at a way lower rate right now, it's just 100 times per second, this update is actually running more than that. So right now we're at like, what is it, like 1500? Yeah, it's fluctuating a lot here, but 1000 to between 1000 and 2000 here times. Yeah, and that's why we get all these weird issues now, because I need to look at all the systems to see what we need to do with those. So the animation system is weirding out here for some reason. I mean, this just goes through all the animations and place them, so that shouldn't be an issue. It's like all the animations have basically stopped, I guess, except no, the monster still worked. It's just the player that doesn't work. I'm pretty sure the monster worked. Also, I need to fix the UI in the menus. Okay, now the dialogue is way better. It was kind of weird before. Yeah, these animations work. And the death animation works now as well. Okay, cool. So what is the issue? Oh, it's probably this one here. Update player animation and sounds. Well, we're not using T. Oh, wait. Could it be that animation is set from here? No, we only set the state from here. We don't have like set animation. We do have animation container here though. We do have that. But it's only to get the duration. We don't actually set an animation in here. No. Okay. Yeah, here we set animation on T, based on T, which should be the correct T, which is the fixed update time. So I'm not sure why this is not working now. That's the fixed update, and then the animation system is running on the same time, yeah. So why is that not working? Which is the yeah, that's the fixed update. I am confused. It's only the player animation, which is strange. Okay. Let's go through this. So basically here, whenever something is changed for the player, we set the state to something else. So we have idle, we have a bunch of stuff, climb, duck, walk. So whenever that happens, the player state, of course, changes. And then somewhere like over here, for instance, we are checking if the player state if the player state has changed. Oh, these flags might be set from the input, and if they are, should update animation player. So if we haven't changed the state, and we shouldn't update the animation. However, if we have changed the state, we should do it. Okay, maybe that's why we're seeing maybe some weird animation changes, but not this. So this is like true if we have jumped or if we have landed, if we should play the double jump animation and stuff. Okay, so but that's only for jumping and stuff. On the ground. When is that set? Physics. Okay, so that happens in the physics step. So that should be good. Yeah, also thank you for the follow, Eskam, or is that how you say it? Sorry if I'm butchering it. Okay, so I mean, it's like we're not even going in here. That's the thing. So do I log this? Actually, player has changed state. Where is that reset? Start frame. Player update. That is happening here. Hang on. Okay, this could be a mismatch here because the before there was a very clear ordering happening. The input system could look at it would basically happen after the player system. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah. So now it's kinda it's not as synchronous, but it's basically after this point the player state change is reset. So when we go down to the animation system or whatever, actually wait, where do we call the update player animation stuff? Okay, so we're calling it down here. So when we're down here, the state change, it's not activated because it's triggered in the input system, which happens in the non-fixed update. Oh man. Ugh. Okay. How to fix this? So basically the problem is that the input system is trying to say that the player has changed the state, but then the fixed update runs, and here we kind of resetting the state change because I'm just thinking about different things. So yeah, this is kind of the problem, isn't it? Like we want the input to be responsive, so we run it in the non-fixed update. But then how do we know? Like let's say you manage to obviously run multiple of these before this gets run. So what if you push attack somehow twice before this? Would that only count as one? Like do we only count the latest? One. Maybe this shouldn't happen here. Maybe we should have a separate thing. Okay, so actually, maybe the input update should be divided. So we should have one update that only focuses on gathering the input state. For the actual frame. And then in the frame itself, we will do the input update. Yeah. Okay, so the input state is here. And this one has a bunch of stuff. We have... excuse me. We have like update somewhere. Here. This is called from input update input. This one okay. We should just move handle input and possibly these also into we should move those. So this takes care of updating the input. Actually, we could just do this. All right. And then over here, we would do this. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check here how this was set up before. So yeah, player, so you can see here, first we did the player system update, then update input, and then handle input. But the update input is now happening in the non-fixed update. Handle input. So update input is basically gathering all the inputs from everything, like controllers and stuff, and sets those states. So it doesn't do anything with like the gameplay. It just updates the, like, what keys are pressed or what buttons are pressed. And then handle input is actually taking that input and then doing stuff with the world. So handle input should actually be here. And then I put these here as well, just because. Okay, cool. Now the thing here, oh yeah, if this is open, we should actually put this there. What the hell is the offset system? Oh yeah, that's like translations, hierarchies. Yeah, this should be good. We're checking if the menu is open. Don't need to check that actually. Don't need this type actually. All right. Also, I'll move this over here. Some cheating here. Okay. Now the only thing that I'm worried about is like the state of this. If this is like reset, but I don't think so. But technically, this could be pressed in between. Oh, what if it's pressed in between a frame? Can you even, is that even possible? Can you do that? I guess then we just miss it. But that's the whole point of this though. No, I don't know. We'll see if this becomes a problem here. Okay. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but okay, T is not used, great, good. DT is not used, okay. Back and forth with this one. All right. There we go. Now we got some animations. Okay, that's strange. Okay, left and right seems to work flawlessly. However, pressing the jump button seems to be very very hit and miss right now. Okay. Should we do like the update first? doesn't really matter that much, I don't think. No, I think we should actually do it first. Let's try if this does anything. It's weird, like the first one seems to always work. Unless I was really lucky. Strange. Yeah, okay. This doesn't really work now, I don't think. Because of how it works. Yeah, the pressed and release, that doesn't work. Because I'm kind of assuming before that these were running the same frame as everything else, but now that's not the case. So how do we actually do this now? Do we just... We could have a reset after... the fixed update. Wait. Yeah, I was thinking like we don't actually set it to, well, is down or was down. Those could be reset at the fixed frame update. Do we need like two sets of these? Like one for... No. So like, okay, if you press the button, it should set this is down. And then it should keep it until the fixed update, right? So it shouldn't actually reflect the actual current state. It should keep the state. It should keep the down state until we do a fixed update. But we want to capture the down state in case... Yeah, just to have the input be... Okay. So we need two different types of updates here. I think these should probably be the same. Yeah, that works. So basically, is raw down should be set to this or the current state. Because this is a bool. And then we have a separate fixed update. that will go through everything again. And do this. But here we don't do this. We do is down or was down. Yeah. So basically, yeah, if you press a button in between frames, it's gonna be caught here, and then we're gonna keep that state until we do the fixed update, in which where we have the pressed and released states are set properly here, because then they will represent, okay, in this fixed update frame we actually have the pressed event or released event. Okay, so does this work now? Because is down is the current one. So in the first frame, fixed update frame, this should, let's say this is true. Was down is false. Yeah, then this should be true. Yeah, okay. So we just need to add this fixed update into our fixed update thing. Where would that be though? No, it was happening over here. It was happening here. So update fixed update input. All right. Now let's see. So good to get this done. It has been looming for quite a while. Okay. Okay, there we go. And even the like jump again works. Nice. The climbing still doesn't work, but I think that's a separate issue. I can't really jump up there. I can't jump up there. Okay. All right. Let's try out. Oh man, the attack still doesn't work, though. That is strange. Okay, we're not actually attacking at all. Huh. Okay. Hang on. So what's happening here? So, okay, actually we should actually catch a pressed event here but then keep it if it was pressed. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But then was down. This should work though. No, because it was already down. That's the thing. Yeah, it was already down. Yeah, okay. Right. Was pressed. Was released. So I'm gonna catch this event, or I will keep the event from the previous state. Okay. So what does that mean down here? I think this should be true. Yeah. Okay, so we might not need a fixed update. Actually, the fixed update might be run at the end then, where we actually like turn these off always. Maybe. Like we reset the whole thing. Yeah, let's try that. You doesn't, well, yeah, no, you should be also kind of reset. We're not really resetting you, but you are, no, you're just updated to whatever you should be. Yeah. Yes. And then this should happen at the end. Okay. Like it, every time I do this, it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense. And then when you actually try it, it's like it doesn't work at all. And you have to like tweak it and okay. It's just funny because you're like convinced that yeah, this should work, and then nope. Expected type. Oh yeah, it's raw pressed. It is raw. There we go. Now it works. Okay, this still doesn't work. But yeah, okay, cool. Now that works. Great. This works as well. Cool. I should probably change this jumping thing, it's kind of ridiculous. Whoa, physics. Okay. All right. Yeah, also the knockback of the monster is probably, it's probably better to be not like you're adding, it shouldn't be like apply force, it should be applying like an impulse. Well, actually not apply impulse, it should be just setting the it should just set velocity, it shouldn't like add it. I'll just write that down here. Knockback on monsters should set velocity instead of adding. Okay. And then I just to prevent weird physics. But maybe it's already the case, but it's like if it jumps at the same time as you do a knockback. No, either the jump. Actually, yeah, if you knock back first and then the jump adds. Also, jumps should always set velocity as well. Okay. Just to prevent like weird physics like that happening. Okay. Cool. So we got that fixed. Yeah. Let's try like pausing, because I haven't done that. Can I actually pause while talking? Yes, I can. Except now I can't actually do anything. Interesting. Okay. So does that happen if I just do this? Okay, so the input stops working when I'm in the menu. Well, we have this here. I guess this should happen as well. Also, no. Let's see if this fixes it. No. So yeah, we should be doing the same thing. So this should happen. We should get the input. We're supposed to be able to use the inputs here. And then do the fixed update there. So that is the same principle as the other stuff. But apparently that is not enough. Actually, okay, I know what the issue is. Okay, man, this is okay. Okay, so the fixed update. Okay, so Sorry. Yeah, I need to go soon here. I think I'll look at this a little bit and then I'll go here. But anyway, so basically here, the fixed update is not running if we don't simulate any DTs. And we're not simulating DTs or time. We're not simulating time if we're paused. That's 0. And so this never gets added to anything. This will never be more than this. And then this thing in here will never happen. So the thing is, if we're paused, we wanna pause like the world time, but not kind of like the menu time. So how do we do that? Hey, Entor, thanks for following. Also, yeah, I got 100 followers. Nice. Cool. Okay, so the world, okay. This. I mean, I guess we could move it out. I guess we could take this and move it here. It just feels like a wrong place to put it, but I guess, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we don't even have C here. How do you like this? L.scene. So we don't need you anymore. Wait. Oh, that should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Persistent state. All right. So we got C and we got play components. Okay. So I'll do this here. We also need systems. Okay, so let's just do that here. This is super weird, but to put it here, I guess we could put it in the update. It's like the menu is gonna run at a different, yeah. The menu is gonna run, actually we'll just put it in update at this point. Here. So yeah, the strange part here, the menu is gonna run at a different FPS than the than the game. But whatever. Okay. Cool. That works. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Actually, this might fix the FPS problem, like on. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna try. Can I run this on Linux now? Is the question. Probably not, because it won't be able to load the assets, I don't think. No. I have to like map those file names. Wait, couldn't I just change the... I could change this. Oh, here we go. Oh man, it's like super low FPS. Okay, so I wonder what the bottleneck is here actually. Also, the gamepad doesn't work. Whoa. Okay, but you can see here now the walking is actually not, you know, frame or FPS dependent. So it's still, you know, it's still doing, and the camera also follows pretty good. So that is a good test actually, that the kind of like time dependent stuff is actually not depending on like the FPS. Okay. I think it's even slower now than it used to be. For some reason I thought it would be maybe faster. Actually, let's keep this here. When we did this update here, because on Windows we get like a lot more FPS, as you can see. So there might be something with the drawing, maybe the drawing stuff on Linux that is way slower or something. I don't know. What else are we doing in the update actually? Where's the draw system? Are we drawing every frame? Should we draw every frame or every fixed update? I don't know. That should also speed things up a bit. Yeah, we're drawing every thing here. Maybe we'll just draw if we had a fixed update. I'm not sure how this will look. Maybe this will flash. Close your eyes. No, we should always use like, I don't know, man. With this will be weird, I think. Will this like mess with like the relive loop? Had fixed updated. That sounds weird. Okay, anyway. It's going to be interesting. See what happens now. Is it gonna flash or just crash? Flash or crash? It's crashing, I think. It's taking its time. Let's kill it. Wait, it is doing something. I think it's just because we're not calling begin drawing and end drawing. Maybe if we do this. Okay. Whoa, look at the FPS. Although the graphics feels super weird now. Yeah, there's something really weird with the graphics now. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, okay, but I do wanna test this out. I do want to test out if this improves FPS on Linux. Not really, okay. Actually, not at all. Wow, that's weird. I mean, I guess the FPS were kind of low to begin with, but so maybe there was never gonna be that much difference. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, that is gonna do it for this time. So I'm gonna tick off some stuff here. We did fixed updates. That is not in progress anymore. We got all this stuff in there. Awesome. And this one is also done here. So the only thing left for this section is the graphics for the mist form. Probably some other minor things that I forgot about. Yeah, and then this is basically done. We're gonna skip over this part. So I think, yeah, next time I think I'm gonna start working on this part, the forest area, which is basically the only thing left now that I want to do before before feeling this is like, I don't know, a first like pre-alpha demo version, whatever. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I wonder what I will tackle first. We'll see. And well, possibly adding things along the way. We'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna try as much as I can to just use what I have already to kind of just build this out, and then see how that goes. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching here, and yeah, thank you for joining me, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye bye.